now, I know y'all are just y'all can't wait. Y'all can't wait until January 20th, 2017, when President-elect Trump becomes President Donald Trump, and he stands in front of millions globally and gives the address, the inaugural address. Ladies and gentlemen, before I bring on my co-host, I just want to welcome WCCD AM 1000 out of the greater Cleveland area. I want to welcome the Spreaker crowd on Spreaker.com. That's our radio crowd. We simulcast on there too. We want to thank them for tuning in. And we also want to welcome RSBN, the RSBN crowd, RSBN.TV. They are also watching us live on YouTube right now, so we want to welcome them in. You know, before I bring in my co-host, there's something I just wanted to get off my chest, and I have an announcement a little bit later on, but there's something I had to get off my chest, and Nancy Pelosi popped her chops off this morning and basically threw a whole lot of shade at Dr. Ben Carson. She wouldn't have did that to houseboy Barack Obama. She wouldn't have did that to the community organizer, which she did not. She was all smiles with whatever dentures that she had. She was all smiles. She didn't say that he was unqualified. She didn't call him out. As a matter of fact, she pushed him out of the Senate along with Dirty Harry Reid. Pushed Barack Obama out of the Senate because, you know, usually you don't have any black senators on the Democratic side. Cory Booker doesn't count. I don't know what the hell Cory Booker is, but Cory Booker doesn't count. But she went after Ben Carson, said he wasn't qualified publicly. And you are you want to say that you want to work together, or you're trying to bring some type of cohesion to this nation because you know that it's split down the middle. You know that this nation is split because of the community organizer that you put in charge, the one that didn't have any experience in any type of executive office. Barack Obama had never probably even sat behind an executive desk before. But Nancy Pelosi called out Ben Carson. Now, you know, I could easily say she was racist, which I usually say on a regular basis. The Democrat Party is racist. But what she did, she undermined a very brilliant man. Dr. Carson is not somebody that he's not somebody that you just find on the street. He's not somebody that holds rallies with union workers for more pay. He's not somebody that fakes out their professor degree, I guess, in constitutional law. Dr. Carson has been there. Dr. Carson did not grow up privileged. Oh, like y'all don't think the community organizer did, but we all know that nobody in his family knew anything about slavery. That's why he doesn't get along with black people. That's why he wasn't trying to help black people during his 8 years that he was in office. I don't have any love for Barack Obama. I'm glad that he is going to be gone within 60 days. But for Nancy Pelosi to come out and throw shade at Ben Carson, I think is a travesty. Now, honestly, I know that Mitch McConnell didn't want to work with Barack Obama. I knew that. I know that. But he never said he wasn't qualified. I don't think anybody on the Republican side publicly said that Obama wasn't qualified. And I'm talking about the fake leaders that are up in Congress right now. or the ones that left office. I don't think anybody said that he was unqualified to be president of the United States, even though we said it. We said it because we can say stuff like that. He was unqualified. Everybody knew he was unqualified, but the people in D.C. didn't say it because they have some type of code that they live by. As for us, it's easy for us to say because we aren't trying to impress anybody. But Nancy Pelosi, and you would think that the Congressional Black Caucus, the Congressional Black Caucus, never seen a group of minstrels so high on themselves in my life. The Congressional Black Caucus. Nancy Pelosi basically called a neurosurgeon unqualified to be president of the United States. Unqualified to be head of housing and urban development, not president of the United States. Said that he couldn't take care of it. Said that he didn't know what he was doing. Said, Nancy Pelosi, this is a woman that has lost seats. Has lost seats ever since she's been in charge. She has lost Democratic seats. Think about it, people. Ever since that she's been in charge, they have lost seats every election. They're almost down to -2 right now. I just think that either she needs to come out and apologize, or somebody needs to hold a news conference. Somebody needs to hold something and call her out on it, because you let her get away with it like that. And I know. Some of y'all are, nobody's gonna say nothing. No, actually, it's gonna play. It's gonna play. Things like this play. The Democrats have played this game for the last 60 years. And for all of you out there that, it'll pass. No, it won't pass. Don't let it pass. That's how the Democrats are able to steal all out of the Republican history. 1957. You know what? I always go back to 1957 because when I found out that Dwight D. Eisenhower, who was a Republican, and Vice President Nixon, who was a Republican. Nixon, Republican. I'll come back to that in a second. I always come back to how they supported the Civil Rights Act. They always supported the Civil Rights Act. Eisenhower, Nixon supported Civil Rights Act. Boom. Democrats didn't. And then come to 64 and 65, Republicans pushed out the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act, and Democrats wanted to fight it. But Wayne, why do you keep talking about it? Because it's not sticking yet. And I'm going to keep talking about it like Sean Hannity keeps on talking about his stuff on the radio. I'm going to keep talking about this. But Wayne, the parties aren't the same. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Republicans still care about the working class. They just don't believe that that it should be a gimme society. They don't believe that government should be giving and taking care of the American people. They believe that the American people should stand on their own 2 feet and take care of themselves. The government is supposed to be providing for our defense. There we go. It's not supposed to be providing food stamps. There's nowhere in the Constitution that it says that the government is supposed to be providing food stamps. There's nowhere in the Constitution that it says that the government is supposed to be providing housing. That's something that the Democrats have found a niche in, and they have stuck it to their belt so that if you want to fight against it, then they can bring the argument, well, guess what? You don't want to help poor people. You don't want to help black people. You don't want to help Latinos. That's the amount of crap that they pull. And what do our leaders do? Nothing. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Nothing. Nothing. But I'm glad that Donald Trump, I was thinking about it again. I mean, I think that all the time. When I'm not on the air, I think about it all the time. You got somebody now, Donald Trump. We have somebody now that the American people voted in. The American people didn't fall for the media pick. The American people didn't fall into that trap where we had to choose who the media was pushing. And then the media is fighting back, along with Pelosi and Reid and the rest of the House Republicans and the Congressional Black Caucus. They're all fighting back. You didn't think that they were going to go away, did you? But my thing to you is that you need to fight back as hard as they do. It's not beneath you. It's not beneath us to fight back. I remember somebody told me a long time ago, well, we can't do what they do. Why not? I'm not talking about voting 2 and 3 times. Why can't we fight like the Democrats? The Democrats don't give up. Damn it, we shouldn't give up either. We shouldn't give up either. They don't give up, people. That's why I said a couple weeks ago, the Democrats right now are fortifying themselves to pick themselves up to try to win in 2018. We should be doing the same thing. But Wayne, we just won. I don't care. I don't care. Hutch Bailey Jr., you on the line?
Good evening, Mr. Dupree. You're looking quite dapper this evening.
Well, I think I am. Thank you.
Must have something to do with what you're going to say later. Nice. Hey, I got to tell you, though, it's the Democrats and the media, but it's also the Republicans. The Republicans aren't guilt-free here.
Right.
And I just say that because we've got such a fight in the next few years coming, especially on immigration. And there's a lot of people that are inside our perimeter that are not for reforming immigration. And it's just something I put out there because we're going to have to watch out for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Godfather of War Radio, Mr. Hutch Bailey Jr. What's up, Hutch?
Hey, I'll say good evening to everybody in the RSBN, Spreaker, and Cleveland area. Well, thanks for listening to the show.
We're going to bring on Stacy in just a second. We wanted to make sure that we get the caller line straight so that when we take calls, we take calls. I had to say that. I had to say that about Nancy Pelosi and what she said about Dr. Carson, because as you notice, the media is already trying to diminish and tear up the Trump administration even before they get in.
Oh, absolutely. And if you've seen what's developed, it really is a bi-coastal party.
Right.
They pick their leaders, and one's from New York City and the other one's from San Francisco. And they don't care about changing. They don't think, you heard what she said, after she said that, a poor black man from inner city Detroit can't possibly run HUD because he's not qualified enough. She also said that the Democrat Party didn't want to change. They don't want to.
She sure did. She said that the Democrat Party does not want to change off the course that they're on. Okay, well, fine. Put Keith Ellison in there. I dare you. I double dog dare you. As a matter of fact, I'll switch parties and vote for him. I will vote Keith Ellison. You have my vote. I will vote you in as the DNC chair. You want it that bad. I will switch my vote and vote for you. Hopefully it's an open vote, but I will vote for you so that you can be chairman of the DNC. I want to see that happen. I do. I want to see it happen. I think that it's going to cause so many problems. but it's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be so fun to watch.
What are they going to call the new country? The black states of America? He wants to take over about half the South.
What did he say about Jews? He was like the Jews.
Yeah, look, they run everything.
Isn't it crazy how you can play the audio clips of these people saying what they say, and then their response is, well, it's edited. Yeah.
It's taken out of context.
It's taken out of context. Dude, it's you. It's you. I mean, I know why it was playing. I know he was like, damn.
And it's funny too because his writings in college are under the name Keith Malik.
You lying?
No,
Are you serious?
I'm not lying. I might have the name a little wrong, but it's something like that.
Lord.
It's this guy's something else that the party has a chance to get right, and they're just not taking it, man. They are in such suicide mode.
That's true. Hey, we got Tampa Bay in the office. What's up, Tampa Bay? You're on the line.
Yeah, thanks, Wayne. I appreciate it much. Shouts to you from Tampa. What I want to know is what's going on with the Secretary of State. What do y'all think is going on with the new names being mentioned lately, and what's your take on that, Hutch?
Huntsman, he speaks Chinese, but that's about, he's got a good pedigree, but I'd like to see somebody
I don't like Huntsman.
a little further outside. I think Huntsman did, at the time I was supporting Mitt Romney, and he threw a lie out on Mitt Romney about his taxes. He's the guy that told Harry Reid he never paid his taxes.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't trust him.
I don't like Huntsman, and I wrote something on that this morning. He's worse than Romney.
I would tend to agree. If he was a stand-up guy, he has the qualifications, but he doesn't have the character.
He is worse than Romney, especially when he didn't catch on in 2012 for the election.
Remember at the debate when he broke out in Mandarin Chinese? It was like, what's this guy doing? That was a world class. I got to find a tape of that.
He did. I don't trust him. And I pulled up a video on YouTube earlier where Huntsman was talking with King. What's the King's name from CNN?
Is it Scott? I know who you mean. Peter? No.
You know
Larry.
him. Larry King.
Oh,
Larry King. And Larry King asked him about Hillary Clinton, and he was like, well, I might get in trouble for this, but she's compassionate. She's capable. I was like, I need to put this out. And I did. I put it out on my website. I was like, this is John Huntsman. He was more moderate than Mitt Romney in the 2012 election.
His father is really BFFs with Glenn Beck, too.
Who, Huntsman?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Utah. Yeah, Utah. Yeah. Hey, we also have Stacy Rush on the show. What's up, Stacy?
Hey, y'all. How's it going?
There we go. Beautiful.
I am thrilled to be with you guys tonight. Welcome to Spreaker, everybody on RSBN and all of that good stuff. And cracking up because I saw Huntsman's name today and I thought, oh, dear God, please not another skinny jean wearing rhino. I mean, let's just please stop. Romney's bad enough. Don't go Huntsman.
There was somebody else that showed up today that everybody was kind of freaky about. Oh, yeah.
Al Gore.
What in the heck was Al Gore doing up there?
I don't know. That one stunned me, man. I don't know if he was doing
Al
that,
Gore.
if this is some counterinsurgency operations or what. But
I'm really starting to believe that he's inviting people up there just to see what the media is going to do. He's playing for people now. It's a game.
I think you're right, man.
It's a game, man. It is a game. Now, listen, I got reports from a Baltimore network, as a matter of fact, on Saturday night that Romney and Giuliani are out of the running for Secretary of State. And with the information that you got today, that he was expanding his search, I think that might be a little bit true now, that they might be out of the running. What do y'all think?
Did you guys see Gina Loudon's post?
Gina Loudon.
She wrote a piece that basically said what Donald Trump was doing is Romney will never be Secretary of State. What he's doing, he's neutralizing him. He's making it so he can never talk bad about him again. Made a lot of sense.
It does. And honestly, part of me thinks he's trolling some of these people. I really do. I love Steve Bannon. I love the way he thinks.
I do too.
And when I saw that Al Gore went up there, that really just kind of cracked me up. I feel like you said, Wayne, that he's probably trying to see what the media will say about it. But I do think it also it kind of shuts the left down a little bit on saying that the guy is, so crazy to the right and so inflexible in his positions, because he's really meeting with all types of folks. And if Giuliani and Romney are out, and I think you guys would be surprised, I really wouldn't have too terribly much of a hard time with Romney, because the only part I'd have a problem with is if he undermined Trump's philosophy. But as I digress yet again, Alan West was seen there today, and I thought,
Yeah,
any thoughts on that for Secretary of State?
No, I don't think so. I think something military oriented.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, and then again, when we talk about Alan West, and we're going to have him on the show soon. When we talk about him, remember, there's two people that have that decision has to go through: God and his wife. So,
that's true.
I mean, God is first, and then God has to talk to his wife, and then his wife relays it to him. I mean, I saw the picture. Tanya showed me the picture of him up at Trump Tower. I thought it was a good deal. And I know Sheriff Clark was there last Monday, so I know that is also a good deal. But we shall see where things happen. I mean, I think he's going to have the Secretary of State wrapped up by Friday, whether it's John Bolton or somebody else. I think it's going to be done by Friday. So
Love me some John Bolton. I'd be
do
so
too.
fine with that.
did you see what John Bolton said? China don't tell us what to do.
Yeah. I mean, this is such a great turnaround. That whole thing with the Taiwan call, and then today you hear they had nuclear bombers over Taiwan the day before.
I saw that.
This guy's playing chess, man. I'm telling you, he's playing three-dimensional chess like they used to play on Star Trek.
We got Bruce on the call. What's up, Bruce?
Yeah, how you doing, Wayne? How you doing, Hutch? I think, I've been thinking about this Secretary of State thing, and I think there's really only one choice, thinking over all the candidates. It's got to be John Miller.
Ooh, John Miller.
Yeah, John Miller. You know who John Miller is, don't you?
You
No.
mean the guy that was from ABC News in New York and then he went to California?
No. Come on now. John Miller, Trump, John Miller.
All right.
I don't know who that was supposed to be.
idea what that person was talking.
I remember a John Miller that used to interview.
He's
John
talking
Gotti.
about the Trump persona, John Miller.
Oh, is he really? Hey,
Yeah.
good one. Nice one, dude.
Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate that.
Well, thanks for calling, Larry.
All right. 202-470-6738. 202-470-6738. Let me see. What type of news have y'all been looking at today, real quick? Stacy, go.
Okay, so I've been flu for over a week, and I haven't really been keeping up with too terribly much news, but I've been interested recently in all this targeting of new media and anything that the so-called right believes in being targeted as fake news. That's kind of been something that I've been paying attention to.
This fake news crap is really getting on my nerves too.
It does me too, Wayne, and it does me in the sense that it's just another way for them to try and shut down opposing opinions. And who are they? Who are the arbiters of who decides what is and what is not fake news? I would say CNN and every anchor who called the election for Hillary Clinton for 4 months before the election began was fake news. So who decides? Do we decide what fake news is?
We have to.
Right.
We have to.
But they are trying to really go after people on the right, people who do new media, people like yourself, people like Breitbart. I mean, people that they had on the list were people who actually do some real investigative journalism out there and don't just parrot the same talking points that are spread across the 6 companies that control all of our media. So
Right.
I'm really, really interested to see where this goes and if people are paying attention, because they are doing their very level best to shut down dissenting opinions. And it's kind of frightening, in my opinion.
Reuters say that they have a bot now that can distinguish what is fake news and what is real news. And Hutch, I think honestly, I think there's 2 sides of this thing, because, and Stacey, you can also jump in before we take a couple more calls. There are a lot of websites out there that use clickbait titles for their stories.
And there's a lot of websites that just outright publish fake stories.
True.
And I think a lot of that is generated by the left for this very purpose. And they've been doing it for a long time.
Well,
I think they've been.
there's a lot of there's a lot of websites on the right too that use clickbait too.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I
So-
think a lot of them, I think if you dig deep, a lot of it's a professional operation. I mean, a
Yeah,
good example right now is this Pizzagate thing going on. And I mean, there's no conclusive evidence. There's a lot of
innuendo.
innuendo, and there's a lot of pictures and different things like that. And I've seen it basically really started heating up today when you see a lot of media, including Fox News, that are out there pounding this, that it's fake and there's no way it's true, and it's totally false. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, man.
And isn't that interesting, Hutch, since we talked about that about a week ago, and now all of a sudden they are really concentrating on saying that this is it's all fake. Well, okay, but there's no way to prove it either or, but they're not asking any questions of the or, right? They're not asking any questions to Jim Alefantis, John Podesta, Tony Podesta. They are not doing any journalism. They have just decided this is fake. This is fake.
What normal American in D.C. walks into a pizza shop with a rifle? That's
you
false.
You cannot do that.
This whole thing is, and I'm focusing on the media side of it, not the actual event.
Right.
But you look at the way. There's an article on Politico right now that I read this thing and I'm like, can you say fake news and this is a made up story any more times? You said it like 30 times in this article. And then Brett Baer talks about it the same way. I'm thinking, man, this might have, I don't know.
I tell you the reason why I really haven't talked about it, and the reason why I haven't really done any stories on it. I did one story on it basically, but it wasn't to call them out. It was Reddit shut down their little discussion board that they had up there for this Pizzagate thing. And, I was like, y'all, I mean, there's a way to do things and there's a way of not to do things. I mean, and really the online investigation stuff is whack to me. Is really whack to me. Somebody threw up the Breitbart thing to me one time. Well, Breitbart was talking about. I said, but Breitbart would also get out on the ground and go and find.
Right.
Breitbart wouldn't take up all day tweeting and retweeting and tweeting, and Breitbart would go and start interviewing. He would have been at the pizzeria or wherever these places are and finding out stuff. He wouldn't be tweeting stuff and telling people, well, go look at this website. Well, go, click here. Yeah, for me.
Well, and I think I hear what you're saying too, and I have to tell you, as much as this story resonates with me, what doesn't resonate with me is them saying, "Oh, we found what we think is code words on the WikiLeaks." I read it and I'm looking at it and I'm judging it and I'm thinking, I think that's really a stretch as far as that is concerned. But I will tell you, there is a huge pedophilia problem globally, and it involves some extremely powerful people, and it involves powerful people in DC. Now, whether or not that runs into this Comet ping pong or not, I can't say.
You remember the audio I had where he was like, "Find some boys, some cows." I don't really give a.
I'll tell you what, Stacy said we did a show on it a couple weeks ago, which netted more listeners than any other show I've done. And I'll tell you, the pictures that we were looking at and the stuff inside Podesta's house, I just hope somebody investigates it.
Well, and that's my point too, Hutch. That's my whole point, and I think Wayne's point too is that
absolutely.
Andrew would have been out there investigating it, and these
On the
people
ground,
at
right.
the Washington Post and the New York Times, they should be out investigating it. If it's so ridiculous, ask Tony Podesta about it. You know, just have him on the record. Ask a question. No one will even ask him a question about
It's
it.
just-
And I
I mean,
find
it's-
that ridiculous.
It's just, to me, it's too many people regurgitating the same thing, tweeting, Facebook sharing posts and stuff. And like I said, nobody's on the ground. I mean, and you have these get smart detectives out there that think that
With iPhones.
yeah that are doing all this online and get investigation work. And you know, and I know you can talk about something until you blue in the face, and then it's going to become the truth. Even if it's not the truth, it's going to become the truth. Okay, what media's been doing it for a long time, and we know that there has been a pedophilia ring forever. Hollywood has had it for such a long time, and to me, the stories are starting to merge. You know, things that have been happening underneath, back in the 70s and 60s and 80s, a whole lot of children were being gone missing and stuff and everything. They were on the milk cartons. You remember that?
Yeah.
All these kids were being taken away and yeah, I mean, this thing has been going on for a while. And yes, people have been arrested for it. But you know what? If you got something on this dude, if you got something on Podesta, instead of just throwing stuff at him, take it to somebody and say, this is factual evidence. And then let them investigate it and arrest him.
I guess a lot of
that's
thing
my
is
thing.
It's the fear, that this group is
What
so
fear?
powerful.
What fear?
The fear of the whole Clinton organization. I mean, these people have been killing people for 30 years.
Okay, well, guess what? Andrew Breitbart wasn't afraid. Now I know
Dead as hell.
and I
I
knew
was about to say,
you were going
Eddie's
there.
dead.
I knew you were going there. I knew you were going there. But guess what?
It's scary.
Yeah, but somebody could have picked up from there. Now I remember.
And James O'Keefe has, and people are out doing it for
Maybe
sure.
he'll
But
get on it.
And I hope somebody serious does. And I would like, I'd love anything more than this not to be true, for any of it not to be true, not to be connected. But just from just like you guys have said, this has been going on since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
We cannot believe that it is not very much ingrained in the DC environment as well.
Yeah.
And
They are weird. I mean, you remember the pages and the congressional pages?
Look, everybody knows that you got these homosexual senators. Okay? Everybody knows what they do. Well, everybody knows what they think everybody thinks that they know what they're doing. And everybody know what some judge or something was supposed. Well, was that TV or was that real?
It's all merging together.
Was that TV or was it real? Some judge was supposed to. Okay, whatever. I ain't gonna bring that up. I gotta research that. But this pedophilia thing has been going on for years, people. It's been going on for years, and a lot of people have been arrested, and a lot of people have been covering it up. A lot of people have been covering up. But all I'm saying is, y'all want to get them? Go get them.
yeah.
One thing before we
Don't
leave
tweet
the
at them. Go get them.
Before we leave the fake news subject, I just wanted to, something that I noticed is, the media was always historically the people that were the champions of the First Amendment. And if you listen to these corporate media people, they're the ones that want to shut us down. Just think about that, man. I mean, it's like they're not for the First Amendment.
Dennis Hastert.
Oh, that was the Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
Dennis Hastert, Anthony Weiner. We know that it's there. We know that it's there.
Yuck.
But I think, okay, well, maybe these people on Twitter are afraid. Maybe they are afraid. Maybe they are afraid to to step out and start doing some investigative journalism stuff. That's right.
Well, you know, there was a time.
That's right. I mean, I'm calling them out, y'all. I'm calling them out. I would not look. I don't take any pleasure in not talking about it. I wish that, but if there was some actual, guess what? Such and such was arrested today on this Pizzagate thing. There we go. Boom. It's real. Look, there we go. No, I mean, I'm seeing hashtags, man. I'm seeing hashtags. I don't want to see no damn hashtags. I want somebody arrested.
Bring our girls back.
Yeah. I mean, I got 2 girls under 13. I don't want to see no damn hashtags. I want somebody arrested. I want somebody in jail. You know?
I think a lot of us feel that way, not just on the pedophilia, on a whole range of things.
They got all the cold words. Look, Terry said they want to shut down Pizzagate because all paths lead back to big name politicians in D.C. Look, well, I can add something to that. I bet you all names lead back to some Hollywood producers too. Hollywood producers, music producers. Oh, I mean, you know what? Come on, y'all. Come on. Yeah, I mean, I don't think your scope is big enough. Really, I don't. I really don't. I really think that y'all are stuck on one thing when this thing is so huge that your head is going to explode when you find out that it's not just in D.C.
Right. And I do think they know that. And I think the bigger, I mean, obviously this is a humongous issue, but, you know, a big issue is just the First Amendment and who now is deciding what is and what is not a fake news story, or what should be out there and what shouldn't be out there, and who's going to police it. And I tell you, I look to this to become bigger and bigger and bigger, especially as you were talking about in the beginning of the show, Wayne, about the Donald Trump, you know, delegitimizing the presidency on the recount efforts and things of that nature. I mean, they are really going to try and hit this guy hard, just like they did with W. And I just think that this whole news and fake news and deciding who should be trusted and not trusted, I think they're setting it up so that they are to be the arbiters, and they're going to work. If we thought it was bad under W, it's going to be tenfold how they're going to go after Trump.
Right. We got 559 on the line. Go ahead, 559.
Well, Wayne Dupree and Hutch Bailey Jr., you guys I really appreciate you. I've been watching you for a while. It's quite a show. And it's Stacy from RSBN, right?
No, Stacy from the Wayne Dupree Show. I have been out for a month or so, but
okay. Well, I haven't been on the show that long, but I wanted to call and tell you I really appreciate what you do, Wayne. You and Hutch and all the people that work with you on your show.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, you've been talking about fake news tonight, and you can just about pick any news outlet that comes through the mainstream, and there's fake news coming across there.
Oh yeah.
And you know, we didn't have a choice in the past, but now we're creating choice, and they're screaming bloody murder, but it's time for a change.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to go back to, you were talking about Nancy Pelosi earlier in the show and what she said about Dr. Carson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's time. That's part of the swamp that's got to be drained.
Oh yeah.
You know, when President-elect Trump was talking about draining the swamp, I don't think he was talking just about the Republicans that need to go. I think he was talking about it pretty well across the board. You know.
Right.
So anyway, that was my 2 cents. I just want to say I appreciate you. Well, my name's Steve, Wayne.
Okay.
But I got one more thing I got to tell you. I watched the show, it was a couple weeks ago when you were doing those ghost pepper things. Man, you're the man. I got to tell you. But you got a good looking son, and when he dipped, he really dipped. You just kind of lightly dipped.
Well, Steve, if you look, and I looked on the replay, he also fake dipped too. He fake dipped before, and when I saw that, I was like, "Oh man, he fake dipped when I little dipped." But then that's when he double dipped. There
you go.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Thank you, Steve.
Anyway, you all keep up the good work. I appreciate you a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And I mean, again, I mean, see, and I really didn't want to get off on that pizza thing because I don't want to get off on the pizza thing until I know some tangible stuff. And I'm not going off of Twitter because if y'all remember, Twitter killed Julian Assange. You remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that? And that really...
I thought you were going to say the radio star, but sorry.
No. I mean, and that pissed me off that night.
Yeah.
It was like, Julian Assange is dead. R.I.P. Julian Assange. I was like, what is wrong with y'all? You know?
I was going on the media side of it, though. That was I almost didn't bring it up. But the way the media treated it, and, you know, right now, Mitch McConnell, when I was talking about the GOP, Mitch McConnell I don't know if the deal's done yet, but the FCC is an appointed group of the directors of the FCC are appointed, and they're leaning Democrat right now. It's 2-1 Democrat. And Mitch McConnell's making a deal to let Obama reinstate them.
No.
For us. Did it go down?
No, I don't know, but he better not.
Because that's who decides, Stacey. That's who picks.
That's going to infuriate me. Okay, that'll be my next little rant going on Twitter. I will.
Because that's who gets to decide who's fake news.
Yeah, absolutely, and that gets us right back into net neutrality and
Right, exactly.
And all of that. And if you start hearing net neutrality out there being,
I remember
that's one of the things DC is so great about, naming things that sound really great, you know. And net neutrality is anything but. Net neutrality is to shut down conservative voices.
What's that thing?
They'll make Joe put liberal shows on.
What's that thing? Yeah, they sure will. What's that thing that they use for Agenda 21? Sustainability. Yeah, sustainability, sustainability, and net neutrality. And I'm like, okay, I know what y'all trying to do here. I know what y'all trying to do.
Then Donald Trump comes on the scene.
Care.
Yeah, affordable care.
Donald Trump comes on the scene and speaks English, and everybody's head explodes.
Yeah, all this stuff is rigged. What?
How dare you? There's no proof of that.
Yeah, and we keep on throwing proof right up in their face, and they don't want to.
It's fake news.
Man, well, yeah, whatever. Okay, so with that said, Donald Trump he picked Carson today. He's been bringing in more people to look at Secretary of State.
You know, there's one guy I don't know him. He's like a corporate head or something. I saw that today. This guy's I don't know what he's the head of. It's not Goldman Sachs, but it's some corporation. And they said that they didn't think he wanted to leave his lucrative lifestyle, and he came to Trump.
It's a lot of people leaving their lucrative lifestyle. I was watching something on Fox, and Fox was like, yes, you know, some people are saying that, you know, hey, I want to be part of this now. They're, you know, I want to be part of what you're doing now. I want to leave my rich lifestyle to help out.
Kellyanne Conway's looking for a house in D.C.
Is she really?
So is Ivanka.
Yeah, wow. I saw that.
It's nice to see. I mean, I like hearing that, Wayne, that you're talking about some CEOs or heads of companies who are looking at things like the way that Trump did. You know, this is a big deal. We have the greatest country in the world. If you have the means to do it and the expertise to do it, why not take some time off? Why not do what's right? If you have that ability to come in and really change things in DC, why not do it? Because it will sustain the country. It'll be sustainability. I'm going to try and throw that.
I heard you.
And
we can do more with less.
Exactly. And renewable, and we can
look at you.
But seriously, I mean, if you have the means to do it, then that it's great. I loved the thought of having great minds and great successful people tackle the problem in DC, because the problem, everyone, is not that it's impossible to solve. Right. The problem is that career politicians and lobbyists do not want the problem solved.
Right. They don't know how to be successful. They really don't. These people don't know how to be successful, but they do know how to get elected. They don't know how to, like a few of these people, they don't know how to create jobs. They don't because they've never ran anything. Look at Barack Obama. Barack Obama could have been one of the greatest presidents of all time when he went into office. All he had to do was what Trump is doing right now. Trump is doing what Barack Obama should have done when he took office in 2007 because so many people were losing their jobs. So if Barack Obama would have focused on the economy, if Barack Obama would have went in and said, okay, I'm going to tackle this economy, we're going to get some jobs, we're going to put some people back to work, and if he did, everything would have been a little bit, and I'm being right down the middle, everything would have been a little bit better. But he went in there and started fooling around diddly with this Obamacare bill, iced out the Republicans, and a whole lot of people forget that. A whole lot of people forget that that Barack Obama and the Democrats iced out the Republicans.
That's a huge deal, too.
That's a huge deal. And then when I guess they needed the Republicans for something, I guess for face or something, but then the Republicans wouldn't join in. So then they tried to turn it around. Where the Republicans don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, obstructionists.
Y'all don't need them. It's like y'all don't need them. You know, you're only doing this for TV, but you really don't need them. So now all of a sudden things have changed. We got everything. So to hell with y'all.
Did you hear Dick Cheney?
Yes,
they asked Dick Cheney about how unpresidential it was for Donald Trump to use his Twitter account, and he looked at the crowd and was like, "Well, I guess him using that Twitter account means he doesn't need you guys anymore."
He sure don't. He sure don't.
Yeah, and that
and they're crying.
Explode. And
yeah, that was beautiful.
They are so crying. Because they don't know how to deal with him. Because all he has to do is go into the Oval Office, put up a YouTube, and come on now, really. That's all he has to do now. That's all he has to do.
And you know what's so funny, guys, is just watching them implode, and I am loving it. I have to say,
they're
doubling down, and they think they've got this audience or support to hold this guy accountable, and they don't get the fact that he didn't get elected through them, right. And he's not going to stop talking to the American people. He's not going to talk through them, and I don't know that they know how to handle it yet. I think they are so accustomed to doing what they did to W and every Republican president prior to W in the same playbook that the Hillary Clinton campaign used to lose the election, and Nancy Pelosi, winning and saying, I don't think that the Democrat Party really needs a change or wants a change. It's like they're stuck in a time warp, and they don't realize that we finally have a candidate right now who has figured out how to bypass them. And I hope that candidates in the future in all types of races will start using this model to bypass the mainstream media.
Somebody was, let's see, I can't remember, somebody on the RSBN chat room was looking at me trying to fix my glasses. Wait.
I saw that.
Wayne needs a glass kit. Yeah.
Wayne's fidgeting.
Yeah, I am fidgeting, but somebody stepped on my glasses, and nobody's owned up to it yet. But
it wasn't me.
Yeah.
No, me either.
Yeah. Better not been Hutch.
No, me.
Yeah. Okay, we got Summer. We got Summer calling in from the RSBN chat room. What's up, Summer?
Hi, Wayne. Everybody on the chat room is talking about the big news. So, what's the big news?
Oh, that's right. Look, Summer.
That's right.
Summer, I forgot all about it. All right, thank you, dear. I got a call. Well, actually, I got an email a couple weeks ago. Well, not even a couple weeks ago. About a week ago. From radio station here in Baltimore, Maryland, WCBM AM 680. I've been on there a few times, and they have Rush Limbaugh at 12 o'clock. They have Sean Hannity at 3 o'clock. They have Mark Levin at 6 o'clock. They have John Batchelor at 9 o'clock.
Who do they have at 9 in the morning, Wayne?
On December 16th, they'll have the Wayne Dupree show. That's right. I don't have my special effects right now. I got called in and went to go talk to Mr. Sean Casey. and he had been listening to the show. He loves the show. You know, he knows about me. You know, like I said, I've been on the show. As a matter of fact, before I moved in July, I live right around the corner from WCBM. So he talked to me, and I was like, you know, I really want to do this. And he was really open to allowing me to have this. So mark it on your calendar. December 16th, that's a Friday morning. And you know what happens on Fridays? Open phones. But we're going to add the Wayne Dupree Show from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I've already talked, I already sent a message to Trump campaign already. I was like, hey, listen. I did. I was like, hey, listen.
Hey, debut.
And Hope responded to me. We can't do it this time, but keep us in mind, and we'll take care of you next time. I said, okay, all right. So,
oh my God, Wayne, that is so exciting! Yeah. Congratulations.
AM radio in the morning, and the thing about 680. I know everybody's heard about Baltimore and how Democratic it goes and everything. The reason why that is because the Democratic governors have sliced up Maryland into some pizza type of cut thing that it gives the Democrats the advantage. But Maryland is a conservative state. Seriously, it is. Maryland is a conservative state. 680 is the flagship of conservatism in Maryland. So I'm going to bring, the no tissue paper feelings. And I'm going to bring everything. We're going to have some call-ins. We're going to have Hutch calling in. We're going to have Stacy going to call in. Dan's going to call in. We're going to have some special guests. It's going to be on Facebook Live. The radio show does a Facebook Live, so you'll be able to watch it in studio. That's right. It's going to be in studio.
He's got a chair.
Yeah. I got a chair. And and if things work out, we could be looking at a possible Wayne Dupree show on WCBM 680. And actually, you can go to their website, WCBM 680. Now, I'm probably not up there yet, but I do know it's going to be Friday, December 16th.
www.wcbm.com, ladies and gentlemen.
680, WCBM680.com.
All right, yeah, okay, that's the actual live link.
Now, some of you are probably saying, okay, so what's going to happen with this show? Hutch, tell them what's going to happen with the show.
This show's going to continue on. I mean, we're not going to leave you guys hanging. Nope. Or I should say Wayne's not. He could very easily, but he's not going to do that. He told me that we're going to continue, and then I'm going to retire. I'm going to move to Baltimore.
That's right. We're going to get the old man down here and eat some crabs, because I can't eat them.
That's such a shame. Such a shame.
Terry's going to move here from Ohio and be my security.
He's going to watch the door.
Yeah. So, Carrie Nelson said, "Is your show just on Fridays or is it weekdays?" Right now, it's going to be on Friday. It's going to be on the 16th. If I'm comfortable, that's what he told me. He didn't say if we're comfortable. He said
you're taking over the Bruce Elliott show, right?
You know what? On the 16th, I said, yes, I am on the 16th. But I don't know what's going on there. But
hey, whatever happens, man.
Hey, I mean, you could hear me throughout the Christmas holidays on AM radio 680. So I'm already comfortable. Seriously, I am. I'm already comfortable. That's a given. I told him.
You get a producer?
Dude, they got a producer.
Nice.
They got a producer behind the screen, So
now, did you say it's from 9 to 12? Is that what you said?
3 hours. I am pre-rush.
Wow, that's so exciting.
I am pre-rush Limbaugh on 680. So, honestly, a quick backstory on this. I never thought I was going to be doing radio, ever.
I knew you were.
My mom had a gospel radio show every Sunday night on WESP and WCEM AM radio. She had a gospel show on radio, and we used to go to the radio station. And it was on the beach, as a matter of fact. But we used to go to the radio station. We used to hang out there, and I used to watch how she did her stuff. And, you know, I saw what it was all about, but I never thought I would be doing radio. And then when this opportunity came up in 2012, you know, I started doing 3 hours. 3 hours was too long, though. But at that time, 3 hours was too long. And then I met Hutch. And then Stacy was right after that. Or was Stacy first? Stacy was after.
Stacy was first.
Stacy was first.
I don't know.
I don't think so. Stacy.
I'm so sorry. I was posting on Facebook your good news. Yeah, I think Hutch and I probably came on right about the same time.
Yeah, right about the same time.
Yeah. So we've been together since 2012. We have been together for the last 4 years. We've been at conferences. We've been at events. We play. I mean, it's you know, it's a family. Family is stuck together. Mm-hmm. We have stuck together, and
a lot have come and gone, but we've stuck together.
A lot have come and gone. Some thought that they were going to be bigger than what they are, and you know, whatever. But with this, I always want to take people with me. I do. I always want to take people with me.
I want to just can I say something real quick about that, Wayne?
Yep.
For y'all who don't know, and Wayne just mentioned it, we've been doing this, he and I, as well as other people, since 2012. And you guys don't understand what this guy gave me the opportunity to do. And it's funny, Wayne, I kid you not. I was just thinking about this a couple of days ago. And maybe somehow in the back of my head, maybe I don't know. I didn't know that this was happening for you, and I'm really excited for you. But I would just tell you guys that Wayne, I called into his show one time and ended up staying on for about 15 minutes. And he called me after and said, you know, would you mind coming on, you know, a weekly basis and let's talk? And I thought, oh my God, absolutely. Because politics is my passion. But this man who didn't know me from Adam, not only did that, let me have an opportunity to talk about something that I love, but he took me to BlogCon where I met Dana Lash, Glenn Beck, Lee Stranahan. That trip, I met one of my closest friends, Mike Dougherty, who I've written about and I'm good friends with. Through Wayne, I have met Dr. Ben Carson, Colonel Alan West, John Bolton, Dinesh D'Souza. This man, you remember the first time David Webb, he let me, Wayne, he was in, David Webb didn't have any interest in Stacey Rush whatsoever, but I remember just started. Yeah. Wayne, do you remember we met at CPAC face to face for the first time after we were doing the show for a little bit? And Wayne Dupree had me interviewed by David Webb
on Sirius XM. Yep.
Do you remember that?
It was like I was supposed to be doing the interview, and but I had just met up with Stacey, and David was like, "Come on up, Wayne." I was like, "Can Stacey come up too?" And he was like, "Yeah. Both of y'all come up." And so there we were on Sirius XM radio, and Stacey knocked it out of the park, which I knew she was, knew she was going to do.
Y'all just don't understand that he is such a giving person in this way, and he truly does want to bring people with him. And I have always wanted to tell you how much I appreciate that. And I'm not kidding you. I was just thinking a couple of days ago how blessed I am that through you, I have gotten to experience some of the most memorable times of my life, and I couldn't be happier for you, Wayne.
And then Hutch.
I got to say the same thing before you say anything about me. I got to say the same thing. And you know, you brought me along to the conferences at the beginning with the 405 and that, and you know, that's where it started, and it went a little south and whatever. And you and I had some problems, and I made a point when we were having problems not to burn the bridge, because I knew that we were going to get back together at some point.
Yeah.
I knew that in the back of my mind. I knew you were a good person.
That hurt me though.
It hurt me too.
That hurt
you
me.
know?
I mean,
but you were overwhelmed at the time.
Yeah.
If you remember, that was the beginning of War Radio.
Yep. Yep.
And there was 40 freaking people involved, and you were going 16 different directions. I remember it well, and I just backed off and said, "All right, you know what?
Yeah.
Just going to give it some time. I'm not bad mouthing this guy. He's a good guy."
Right.
And a little bit of time passed, and I got chumped off, and you picked me right back up.
Oh yeah.
And I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I say that with a serious heart, man. I mean that.
I never forgot Hutch. Never forgot Hutch. I mean, it hurt me when he left because I was like, my brother's gone. I mean, and honestly, when people leave, I don't go running after them because I figure if people want to stay, then people stay, and if people want to leave, people leave. But that hurt me when Hutch left, and I was like, I really had to think about that. But I'm
just glad you took me back.
Oh man, please, we're like peanut butter and jelly.
There you go.
With Stacy in the middle. Just so yeah.
The other thing too is think how many people that have been affiliated with us.
Oh yeah.
That are gone.
Yeah, I mean we've had a lot.
Tons of people.
We've had a lot, and before I go, I will let everybody know. When I used to be a graphics artist, I used to make $96,000 a year in Virginia. I lost my job. But I was paying for the radio station out of my 401k. I wasn't asking anybody for any money. I wasn't, bothering nobody. I was, but I was trying to create a platform. So because when we left the 405, we were trying to find networks that we could put our show on, and nobody had anything for us. So I was like, I talked it over with Hutch, and I was like, let's create a radio network, and we'll call it War Radio, WAR Radio, because of Andrew Breitbart, War. And then then the We Are America Radio came up, WAA Radio, We Are America Radio. So my thing is, I've always tried to hear people, listen to what they were saying, and if I think that they had a great reach, I was like, hey, do you think you would be able to do a show and whatnot? And they would come on. I think one of the biggest mistakes is that, and again, I'm getting ready to roll out, but one of the biggest mistakes is that everybody that wants to do radio or everybody that wants to do something like this, you've got to build your media up. You have to build your social media up. It's not that hard. The way that I start building mine up is I used to do rants all the time. I used to do rants about stuff that I was really ticked off at, and I used to put in stuff that I was learning, and it used to bring people. If you are thinking about doing this, you have to have most of y'all already have a voice anyway, but you have to be strong with it and don't care what people say around you. Put your name out there and go to these conferences. Go to these conferences once or twice a year and find out what's going on. Hang with the radio side, hang with the blogger side. Get yourself out there and then start building up that social media so that when you go, hey, guess what? All my people, I'm getting ready to do a podcast, then they will follow you to the podcast and they'll start telling people and other people. Because some people get in here thinking that all they have to do is just get on the radio and people are going to just come and support. And that's not how it's done. That's not how it's done. But I thank God for Hutch. I thank God for Stacy. I thank God for our friends over at Spreaker. I thank God for our friends over at the Right Side Broadcasting Network for giving us a chance to even be on the video side, which is something that we didn't expect. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow night. We're going to open up the phones a little bit more. But yeah, I wanted to share that news with you. Mark it down. Friday, December 16th is the Wayne Dupree Show. Will be on AM 680 in Baltimore, Maryland, Conservative Talk Radio. And we're going to blow it up. We got 3 hours. Can you believe it? 3 hours. That means a format, too. Here we don't have a format. We just go. But it's going to be a format. So we're just going to move it. Y'all wake up early in the morning. You turn on Facebook Live. Tune in to us. Or you can listen to us on the website. All right. We got to go. Jacob, we don't have any music to take us out. So take us out. We'll see y'all tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out the new programming on rsbn.tv. Spreaker, we love you so much. Thank you so much for those that are watching us on Twitter. Thank you for all your prayers. Thank you for everything. God bless everybody. Y'all have a great night.